We spend some time talking about coordinate vectors, but I don't know if the meaning behind all of this is ever really clear. So I'd like to end this section, and indeed this chapter, with just a few brief kind of informal comments that might help clarify a few things. Isomorphic vector spaces are identical from a linear algebra point of view. They're not simply similar. They don't share some properties in common. Isomorphic vector spaces are indistinguishable from one another. So, for example, R3 and P sub 2. The standard three-dimensional Euclidean space and the space of polynomials of degree less than or equal to 2. As far as we're concerned, in the context of this class, these are the same space. In relation to this material we've been discussing, the coordinate vectors, think of a space with a basis attached to it, and the same space with another basis attached to it. And you have the coordinate vector of some vector in relation to the first basis maybe 1, 2, and then the coordinate vector in relation to the second basis, maybe 3, -4. And clearly, these vectors share some relationship with one another. They're the coordinate vectors of V. But what I'm not sure the textbook entirely gets across is that these are the same vector. The difference between them is an illusion. They look different because we have different bases, but they are not different. A comparison that might help sort of clarify this, if you find it confusion, is to think of this in terms of number systems. So the old joke that there are 10 types of people, those who understand binary and those who don't. You look at the number 2, and in decimal, it's written as you'd expect it to be. And in binary, it's written differently, but 2 is still 2. Whether you're looking at this in decimal or in binary, the number itself isn't changing. All that's changing is the way you choose to express it. And similarly, this vector and this vector are the same vector, being expressed differently depending on the basis, in the same way that 2 can be expressed differently depending on the number system.